Oh, what's up, everybody? This is Michael Bird, and you are watching ATB Hammered tonight. Tonight in the ATB studios, I have three guests. First off, I have, let's do a little transition here. We have Brandon Cuthrell once again coming into the ATB studios.
Yeah.
We also have the lovely Laura.
Hello.
And her first time in the studios, we have Miss Daniela Mercado. How are y'all doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Never better.
On my way.
Oh, yeah. Mine's empty.
We gotta work on that. Bottle. Where was it?
Well, who's in charge of the bottle?
There we go.
Oh, the bottle was passing. So, hey, everybody is still surviving. Nobody's got the coronavirus yet.
That we know of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes time. It does take time for it to incubate, and you get those symptoms. So, I'm telling you.
This one just got off a plane, so I'm a little terrified right now.
If you cough, I'm out.
Totally cool.
This mic is going to be dropped.
We're all infected.
hiring a cleaning
It's
crew.
fine. It's only 1 in 500 die. So there's 4 in the room. I think our chances are pretty good here.
It's 1 in 500 if you are between the ages of 20 and 39.
Well,
if
Michael,
you're between
I'm
the
so
ages,
sorry.
Yeah.
fuck.
Let's enjoy these last moments together.
Yeah.
I mean, I think your chances of dying in a car crash are probably like around the same. But if you're 44 like me, as the elder in the room with a bunch of millennials, yeah,
I mean, not in Raleigh.
I'm being stared at so hard right now. Like,
in
Feel
Raleigh.
it penetrating.
We'll
Look,
make sure
it's-
it's a beautiful service.
oh, I don't even know where I was going with that. Now I'm lost. Oh, yeah. So I was going to say 1 in 250 if you're between the ages of 40 and 49.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Dodged
rough.
That bullet.
Oh my god! I'll be honest with you. I just hope this shit is like overblown, but something deep down inside me wants to say this is like serious shit going on right now with all these sporting events. Like all the major sporting organizations have shut down. Like we have not been without sports in forever. I can't remember. I mean, not since I've been alive. All the sports have been shut down.
Said since World War I, has sports been shut down?
Like all the sports.
Yeah.
Like
shut it down.
they shut down golf today. They shut down the Boston Marathon
Hey.
and postponed it till September.
Let me go ahead and tell you one sport that will not be shut down. NASCAR.
Cornhole.
Cornhole will be shut down because you're touching bags.
Sorry. Is
NASCAR?
NASCAR a sport?
Oh Lord, you're about to fight, Brandon.
It's not.
You're
I'm
about to fight
asking a question.
All right.
Is
As a non-starter,
NASCAR
yes, it is.
a sport? So,
It is a racing sport.
these drivers, tell me the physical prowess they need to possess to keep the steering wheel angled to the left.
For one, it actually takes a lot of strength and endurance because you're in a car that's over 100 degrees with a full body suit on. You can't move anything other than your hands, and you have to do it for an average like 2.5 to 3 hours.
That takes training.
And you have to understand some tracks like Talladega and even short tracks are very tough. That you have to stay consistent the entire race or you wreck. Like you have to be within inches from another car for an entire race.
You have to hold your piss for 4 hours.
Yes.
I've
Wait,
done
wouldn't
worse.
they
Are
have
you-
like a
Nah,
what is it? No?
They're not astronauts. They're humans. they just you gotta hold it.
I mean, you can have like, was it a urethra? What is that? Yeah, they have
A urethra.
A tube or some
tube
shit?
Like stuck in and stuck your penis.
Wait,
Or
did you
penis,
say
sorry.
stick
feel
it what?
like that would
Catheter! Oh my gosh, I couldn't
severely
think of it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
distract from my ability to drive
I've
a
had already
car.
more than half in.
You have to understand, it's not an
I mean,
average vehicle.
seriously, you can do that. Why not? I'm pretty sure there's drivers that do that.
I don't know.
You have to understand, you're locked in there super tight. Like you can't move anything other than from your elbows to your arms. Just,
You can have your bag like right there.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Who's
I'm
gonna get
pretty
down there
damn
and do
sure
that?
somebody does that.
That sounds like any flight that
It's
I've
worth
taken from the East Coast to the West Coast and
Really?
back.
what
But-
kind of energy exertion are you having to do on a flight?
I am resisting the urge to just
So your resistance is energy.
Yes.
It gets hot in that car too, from what I heard. I've
Over
never been.
100 degrees.
I mean, come on, and they got them thick flame retardant suits on. They probably have like adult diapers, or they're probably wearing something like that.
Nah.
No, oh, that's rough.
No, I'm pretty sure
wearing
there's
a fire suit. You're just wearing a fire suit the whole time. That's all you're wearing.
Ooh.
And
or they just pee themselves.
I don't know about that.
I don't want
sure.
the job of hosing out the fire suits. So let's a moment of silence for the guy who hoses out the fire.
Oh, he
suits
probably makes more than all of us together. He's probably getting paid by Roush or Hendricks.
But you have to see on the reverse side, there's a lot of science and physics behind NASCAR. Because if a car wrecks, they have to come up with a plan to figure out how to keep that car from flipping. So they made a lot of adjustments on cars over the years. So if you look at a car from the 90s and now, it's mind-blowing.
So what part of that is the physical exertion on the driver's part?
The fact that you're sitting in a car that's over 100 degrees, you have to be steering the entire time. You have to be on your P's and Q's, and you're literally inches away from cars the entire time.
Cramping up.
And
Have you ever sat at a desk for an hour and been like, fuck my neck, my back? Oh,
Not to mention, you're going over 100 miles an hour.
So that's to me on the Capitol Beltway on
you're going
any
straight.
given Friday morning.
You're going straight, but...
Have you ever been on 495?
Yes.
It's
I've
not
been on
straight.
540. I've been on 540.
540 is not the equivalent of 495.
I've been on 40. I've been on 95.
I think she needs to go to a racetrack and try it.
I think I should.
I think you
she's
should. They have the NASCAR experience in Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Can't you,
Well,
yeah.
I can't think of anything that
I will guarantee you.
We have the Carolina Exotic Car Club here in Raleigh that I'm sure you can possibly learn more from them about and racing cars.
I can guarantee anybody in here who has not been in a NASCAR, if you're just riding, you're going to have the best time out because it's literally a roller coaster that you're riding in.
Yeah.
But then you also have to imagine driving in that.
My boss has
Being
a Ferrari
surrounded
and
by
going
the
in that
cars.
is intense. Like, you can feel it. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like holding on to the seat. Like, I freak out when I go in that car. So, it
Now,
is.
Has it given you the keys yet?
Now,
I'm not allowed to touch it.
I know you're wondering, there's no
He slapped my
physical
hand
exertion.
when I got in the car. He was like, oh, what does this do? He's like, no, don't touch anything. I'm like, okay. Fine.
So I know where Laura's coming from. She doesn't. It's not like most sports where they're running and jumping and dodging and dipping, but there is a lot of physical exertion. If you ever realize, most of these NASCAR drivers are like 5'3" and like 140 pounds or less.
So
Think
I'm
about
going to challenge that. So I'm not going to say that there's a whole lot of like physical exertion in a way that I would consider them like a physical athlete, but as someone who drives a lot, I get how there's like a lot of mental work behind it. So I would say maybe a NASCAR driver has a very particular set of skills that maybe don't fall under that of like an athlete.
You mean like reaction time?
Like what?
Reaction time?
Reaction time, and then like
Every athlete has to have reaction time. You react.
Okay.
You react to different
Okay.
things. Like
What
basketball,
else?
you react to the different defender.
Alrighty then.
Next topic.
Well, you have so you have to react. You have to remain consistent because you have to follow the lines of the track. Because each track you have a line you follow. What that means is you go along a certain track that depends on the way your tires are sticking to the track. And so you have to be able to stay on that track, like mentally as well as like physically, because you're obviously having to stay control of the car. But you also have to keep in mind your different senses, so you have to understand your car as well. So you have to understand if you're getting a little loose on the right front, you have to be able to record that. And take
Oh, I hate it when she gets loose in the right front.
Do you?
what does that even mean?
All right.
What's in the
I
right
digress. I digress. Let's we got it. NASCAR is a sport. What's more of a sport?
According to what panel?
It's on ESPN. Damn it!
You also have to understand that NASCAR makes the second most money out of any sport in the country.
There you go. It's all
But
about
again,
the money.
The word sport. So like this is not me taking anything away from the drivers, but I don't know if I would call them like athletes the same way that I would call like a basketball player.
Well, let me ask you this: what would your definition of a sport be?
I would say any activity that involves like a full body experience. So full body like physical exertion. So
having sex could be a sport?
Absolutely.
We really need to do
I've
that.
I've never seen that on ESPN.
Alrighty then.
I would say the definition of a sport.
I mean, they can blur out areas.
Competition.
All right, so if sex was a sport, would it be on ESPN? Because, I mean, they have standards. I think we need our own channel. Discovery.
I think it should be on
So
Discovery.
they're going to, like, blur it out. Put those little blurs over here.
On Discovery.
It'd be on ESPN, the Ocho.
Wait, I've watched Naked and Afraid. They blur everything.
They blur it out. It's like watching Japanese porn.
But on Discovery, so if they go to Africa, for example, these are people who actually live this way. They can actually show that on Discovery Channel.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's all about how you.
Or is that National Geographic?
Oh, you know what? That's probably right there. Correct it.
Brandon, did you ever jerk off to a National Geographic magazine?
Really?
But we should turn.
I mean, back in the day, man, that's all we had.
No, we didn't. We've always had Playboy and Hustler.
I'm fucking like 14 years older than you, so.
You had Playboy back then. Hugh Hefner.
Jesus, back in the day, we struggled. We didn't have, like, now kids have access to everything on these.
Oh my God.
When we found a good porn mag, most of the time we went to our friend's house and we stole their parents' and ripped pages out of it and took them home. Oh yeah, I did that several times.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Ricky. But anyway, I had a nice little collection when I was like 14, 15. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where were we? You know what?
We're talking about Africa. We're talking about sex being a sport.
Sex being a sport.
I think it should be.
She said anything that involves physical exertion.
It would be great to really turn it into an exercise. Just saying.
I've seen yoga. I've seen yoga like that.
Like competition, there are various components of sex that can be graded on and competed against.
So I'm talking to somebody where I've mentioned it and us practicing doing it, and I think it's fantastic and utilizing the stuff that's around you. I mean, you just simply said.
Wait, hold on. So
stuff around you.
So we're talking about like this wine bottle right here.
Not like
so
that.
Utilizing the stuff around you.
Ew, Michael.
I've got some duct tape right here too.
Same videos. All those venues.
So say if you have like a bench, where you're gonna do like your bench presses and everything, you can certainly use that. It's great depending on your height, especially for a woman. If a guy's laying down on it, you can work on your squats. It's pretty hot, and have him count as you're doing it. I mean, it's a group activity, or it's a
group activity. What are we talking about now? This just got loose.
Sorry.
Nice.
I'm open to whatever. There you go.
So you're saying, would the girl be on the bench or would the guy be on the bench?
It can both ways. Either way, it just depends.
So if the girl's on the bench, what would he do?
I guess he would. I don't know. Let me think about it.
He would just sit there.
He would. Oh, it just depends on
he
how
could
he's
do
doing
like
it.
hands on the bench. It's sexier if
bending
Daniela.
over her, and I don't know, like.
Do we have a video on this video?
I mean, I'm videoing now. Yeah.
Sorry, cameras were down earlier.
So I'm thinking more in the way of like duration, flexibility, like
make goals
when you
for yourself.
Look at the Kama Sutra, there's positions in there like the average Joe cannot like do. So yeah, there is a certain like physical prowess that you have to possess to do certain activities during sex.
Okay. I have yet to look at the Kama Sutra. Have both of you looked and read it? Have you read it? Oh.
I have, yes.
You have?
I've looked into many things.
I've always been curious. So I've seen the movie. Have you ever seen the movie Sex Tape with Cameron Diaz?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So that was one of they wanted to make a sex tape, and they actually went to the Kama Sutra and finding moves to do on their sex tape. And I don't know if this was a real one, but one of them was the guy was laying down and she like jumped on him from the couch, and I guess the object is to land perfectly on.
Oh, that sounds like you're gonna break a dick.
Yeah. But that was like...
Oh, I've had that happen before. It hurt so fucking bad. I never saw that girl again after that.
What?
Yeah, that was rough.
Sprained you more than... Not sprained, right? Not broke.
Like
oh my God. You,
no, never mind. You go ahead, Brandon, with your story.
Direction now?
He's like, as it goes sideways.
It was a long time ago.
Sideways now? Is that it?
It's shaped like an L. I can get all up in there and like hook it.
It used to be an R, now it's an L. Ever heard?
Let me mute all mics.
Have y'all ever heard of anything like that? Like, is that the movie thing, or is that like something?
What? Heard of what?
Yes, elaborate.
What are you talking about?
What I was talking about before.
The jumping onto the erect dick.
Yeah.
I don't.
That is not in the Kama Sutra. That's not. That's not like a position. That's like an activity that really just oughtn't be done. So
it's just not in it.
Oughtn't be done.
Public service announcement to our wonderful listeners.
Do not.
We are not responsible for any penis injuries sustained.
So, have you seen? You're in the same chats I'm in, so you've seen some of these videos that the guys sent. So there's one. It's like this challenge where these women are jumping, like with their legs spread wide open right in front of a camera. Yeah. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
So is that like a thing? And then I've seen.
That's easy. I understand that.
I don't understand.
Basically, it looks like they just jump straight in, legs wide open, right in the phone.
First of all, I think it's very telling that the two women in the room are incredibly perplexed at this moment. So.
I mean, we're in some bad chats.
Yeah, you're not in guy chats.
Yeah, these guy chats. Guy chats are like. Ooh, I can show you some stuff. You want to see one right now?
No.
I showed you one today.
Ew,
that was in the guy chat. Laura May.
Ew.
That was a good one. It was
I don't like anything that involves like feces. You know,
Ooh!
I just don't want that. I do not. I can handle a lot of shit out there, but like just keep that shit out. Feces and blood. That is a big no for me. That's my hard limit. Just
blood
saying,
is
feces,
disgusting.
no blood. I don't want that shit.
So I got a question in terms of dating. You guys
Laura.
No, wait a minute. I have like I need to start like I'm sorry. I'm like recording my follow-up questions for some of the shit Michael said. So follow-up questions.
And why are you on this podcast? Not a smart move.
Yeah. So I got a question for you two that could be good for the dating world for our dating listeners out there. All right, so say you're into like Kama Sutra and like that type of like sexual explosion and enhancement, and you're trying to go out there and date, and you know that's who you are. At what point do you kind of address that to someone that you're dating? Like,
I've always done it pretty early on. Most of the time, from what I've experienced, is that those that run away are intimidated, or you know they can kind of how to explain this? I've had people in the sense where it's like, I'm too experienced. I'm, you know, that they think that I might be a whore or this or that. Like, it's just, there's all of these things. I just say be honest from the beginning. You know, if you're here to actually like search for somebody, you want to find somebody. There's different types. You know, you want like a swing, you know, whatever, one night stand, just some fun, whatever. If you actually want to date somebody, fucking be true to yourself and what you want. Because in the end, if that person doesn't really accept you like how you are sexually, don't waste your fucking time on them. I'm sorry. Like, I want crazy shit.
To follow up with that, like the biggest question is, how would you separate someone that just, if you know you come out with it early and they're like, ooh, like she's like sexually extravagant. Oh, this is great. Like, I could get laid. How do you determine the difference of somebody that would just want to sleep with you that night for the experience as opposed to someone that...
Well, it depends. Is it happening the first night, or are you actually getting to know this person? I think that's just it. I don't know. You just have to read the person. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to tell. We've all experienced different people out there. Some people are really good at their game.
Yeah.
You know, men and women. It happens on both ends. Exactly. Be honest. Fuck. Like, I don't understand why is it so hard to just be true of what it is that you're into, and you know, instead of, and not attack. So many people attack, you know, other people because of what they're into. Like, oh my gosh, they're such a bad person because they like to do this kinky shit. No, there's nothing bad with it. It's okay. It's okay if you're into that. You know, it's just not for you. Fine. to the next person.
All right, so this brings my question. What's kinky shit? I mean,
what
what is kinky? Is anal kinky? Is foot fetish kinky?
I think it just depends on the person. Anything can be kinky.
And I think the word kinky is synonymous with the word taboo.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
whatever general society deems like unusual or like macabre or like morbid or gross or like not typical, it's what like we also label as like kinky.
So what's kinky to you?
Dun 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 dun.
That's a good question because I actually I have personally.
That was actually the wrong one.
What, was that a lightsaber?
That was the hammer dropping. I don't know my soundboard yet. I think it was supposed to be this one. Yeah.
I don't. That doesn't work either.
It would have at the moment.
That literally sounded like.
I feel like the lightsaber sound works better.
Yeah.
You know,
We start calling the hammer drop a lightsaber.
discussing.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, tell
phallic
Continue,
objects.
Laura. I'm sorry to interrupt.
So I personally don't subscribe to the ideology of kinks.
Oh.
So honestly, like, to each their own. Mm-hmm. And if I'm in a situation, I'm in the bedroom with somebody and I'm like, whoa, that's too much. Like, I'm not going to call that like a kink. Like, I'm just going to say that's not for me. And then like vice versa.
I don't think anybody really says that in the. I don't know. Do people say in the bedroom that's too kinky?
I have.
I mean, like, if I've had it, like, somebody bite you in the neck. Whoa, too much.
Is that kinky?
I'm like,
I don't think that's kinky.
I'm sorry, if it's you're in
That's
the moment.
But see, now here we are. This is exactly the point that I'm making. Is like, to Brandon, biting the neck is like too much. It doesn't work for him. And then the rest of us are like, whoa, like that's not kinky. So like, we're really it's to each their own, and it's a very like personal and intimate situation in terms of like.
Okay, so
what
let me
each
reword
individual
this.
deems
What are you
kinky.
into that's not in the norm?
Oh,
Ew.
inquiring minds.
Oh,
Ew.
oh, we
I
have one
don't-
that doesn't like to discuss
makes
her
you
her
not
her
vanilla?
fun side. Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people don't like to put their business out on the street, and I don't, persecute anyone for not wanting to. I don't want to put all I'm not into like the shit. I'm not into homosexual stuff. And whatever you want to do in your bedroom, I'm fine with it. Just do it. I like to think I do have a kink side to me. There are certain things I don't feel comfortable doing, but I will, as far as like choking. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to really hurt somebody, but I will.
Just don't push against.
Okay,
Because I don't want to die.
Block the blood flow, not the airflow.
There you go.
Yeah, I
There you
didn't
go.
know that. I actually choked somebody out.
It is.
I swear to God.
Oh my gosh!
I
no.
thought I killed him. I was out. I was like, no more.
I need more vodka.
I swear to God.
Oh.
It happened. I thought I just killed somebody. I was ready to evacuate. And then probably 2 minutes later, they wake
Let's
up.
talk.
and
Okay,
ask
so you're
me
not
what happened.
comfortable doing that, and you're
See-
not comfortable doing that.
Yeah, because what happens? What was that one movie with Christian Slater, and they hired that prostitute, the three guys, the loft or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, and they killed her by accident, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like they just got kinky with her, tied her up to the bed, and killed her.
Communication is vital. Like it is so important, and then also like you have to have signs, and it takes both parties. Like, hey,
Safe
here
words.
you have to have safe words, or if you're gonna if you're gonna be playing where you're gonna not be able to speak, you have to be able to have some way of informing the person. That's usually like a sign, a foot or a hand, whatever is loose. It just depends.
So
Communication is vital. Just saying, it's vital.
So what are your signs, verbal and nonverbal?
I mean, it just depends on what
She yells out pineapple. I don't know. I just fucking
Pineapple's
made that
so
up.
common because of Kevin Hart. I want to hear.
answer.
I want to hear something like off the wall.
Oh.
Like everyone says pineapple after Kevin Hart's stand-up comedy. So I was like, I said cucumber. That's my thing.
Oh my god.
I need like the backstory.
Let me give
what the fuck.
Let me give everyone
cucumber
Q-tip of the day. Everyone out there, you need to have a safe word, verbal,
very important,
and unverbal. A toe tap, toe squeeze. Do not use pineapple because it's so common. Be original.
So if you're into restraints and things like that, it is very, very important also to pay attention to coloration, like people's your color, the color of somebody's skin. You know, or asking them to move if they cannot move their fingers.
But what if it's dark? You can't see the skin.
Yeah.
Then you ask for movement. So it just really depends. So it's like, can you move your fingertips? Because if you cannot, that means that you are blocking flow. Like what?
So what are you doing? Like, you're not like having normal sex here. You're like being tied up, or you're being hung from a ceiling, or some shit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're talking a whole different level of like.
But we're going more into it. So safe words are just you have to communicate on no matter what it is that you are experimenting with, whether it be a man, female, whatever. You need to be able to communicate in every single way.
Laura, you had?
No, I was just shaming you for using the word normal in discussing sex and sexual positions and who and what deems what normal. So everybody has a different normal in the bedroom.
What's your normal sexual positions, and what's your like wild?
Hold on, let me say something real quick.
Oh, wait.
Normal to me is being happy. So fuck anybody who says be more normal, because you're like, you know what? I'm happy. I'm like, there you go. That should be the new definition of normal. Just saying.
If it makes you come, it's normal.
Yes.
No.
Whoa.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but
shit.
I don't think so.
It's getting real up in here.
I would say normal is just doing your standard positions. Just, sideways, from the back, missionary. Normal is just being vanilla, nothing extravagant.
Okay, let me rephrase that. If it makes you come, it's your normal.
There you
go. So I got a lot of normals.
I think we need to change the definition of normal. Seriously, it needs to be whatever makes you happy. Like, that should be fucking normal.
Well, the thing is like,
people always tell you.
Doesn't always it gets the job done, but it doesn't necessarily make someone happy.
No, I think we should change the whole definition of it. Because I'm tired of people saying be more normal. That's not normal. Fuck it. It makes me happy. I'm going to do it. I am normal because
I would say the definition of a norm is what majority of the population does.
But I want to change the definition.
And I'm not saying that it's
you're a game changer,
but it's where
Mela.
Like a bar is set. So if you do less, you're less than normal. If you do more, then you're more normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just you're doing more or less.
It's time to change how society looks at.
All right. I got to go take a cold shower right quick. And so we're going to take a break. We're going to break right here. What's up? We are back. We just took us a little break to get our thoughts together. And Laura and Daniela just went down and decided to drink a whole bottle of Tito's almost. That's the truth. This show is called Hammered for a reason, folks.
That's what they call gaslighting, boys and girls.
Gaslighting.
Here's a vocabulary lesson.
Oh, all right. Here we are. We're all back. So we finished our conversation talking about sexual positions. What? Sexual norms. But Laura, before the break, raised a very good topic. How to make a guy come, right? Was that the one?
No, it was.
What? No, wait.
No.
The norm to each person is what makes them come. That's what she said.
The norm to each person
is what makes them come.
So I think you should elaborate.
I would love to. So when we think about normality, it's there's a whole demographic of individuals who feel suppressed when they hear the term normal, and then all they see is this boring, basic missionary, but they know that they don't get off like that. So that means they have to do more in order to get off. So it is, in my personal opinion, that there's no such thing as normality in the bedroom. So what's normal is what's, first of all, consensual, and secondly, what gets you off. So, what gets one person off is not going to be what gets another person off. And then it all comes down to communication and also consensual. I can't express that enough.
Okay, well, consensual is a big deal. I mean,
I would say that's normal. I'd say consensual's normal.
You know what? I would have to agree with that.
what's normal for you, Mella?
Really, Laura? You don't think that's
well, no. Okay, so
consensual?
Consensuality, yes, 110% should be.
She's against the word normal.
Normal.
So, like, 100% against it.
Well, no. When it comes to two parties agreeing to everything that's occurring, yes, that needs to be a normality and is an unfortunate, not normal situation. So that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother conversation on a whole nother night. So that's
a whole lot
that. So normality is what you and your partner agree to in the bedroom that gets you and your partner off. And that is, in my opinion, all that normal needs to be.
Alrighty then.
I mean, nailed it. I'm really nothing else.
I mean, my mind is like blown right now.
If that did not sum it up, please let me know. But that to me is the black and the white of it. If everybody is consenting and everybody is coming, then that's a good thing.
Okay, so let's just, Brandon, as a guy, okay. Do you feel that if a woman is too wet, it's hard for you to come?
Yes.
It is, because you need friction. If you are too pleasing to this lady, it is very hard for you.
Have you ever heard of a cock ring? Because that should help in a lot of ways.
I have heard of them. I have used them.
Well, the problem
But that doesn't do anything but like block the blood flow to make your erection thicker. And
I don't know, what kind of vaginas are you fucking? If they're really wet,
evidently
still
ones that I'm
pretty
pleasing
good.
very well because they're getting soaked. Yes,
This is
and because
I would think.
that's not a bad thing. It's actually a punishment for the guy because you're pleasing the woman so much. She's generating so much. What's the scientific word for that?
Let's call it fluids.
We're just gonna call it juice. We're just gonna call it juice.
Make that shit squirt.
Yeah.
Female ejaculate.
All right, there is something hot. Okay, so I used to think it was not like cool to squirt. Like, I just felt like, oh my gosh, like this is not okay. It feels fucking amazing though. Oh my god, like just do
now,
it.
if you're about to like projectile squirt and like
I've never had to actually go.
Well, that's what my question was gonna be. Is like if the dude's like not there, he's kind of like a little bit away, and you're like, I don't know, for some reason whatsoever, you're kind of playing with yourself, and he's there, and you're about to just project out. Like, do you warn him or do you just blast him and say, "Surprise"?
I think can I speak for us both, Danielle, that like we're not like, oh, I'm about to squirt all over this motherfucker. It just kind of happened.
It just
Okay, perfect. So there's no. It's not like a warning. It's not like a male squirt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like
complete. Like you just kind of Oh, quick question. So if a girl's giving you guys head, how important is it that they play with your balls?
Very.
Ball play is essential.
So that is very important because I've heard from several men. I have a lot of guy friends, not saying that I do anything with them, but this conversation I actually discuss with people. Women, it's important to actually play with the balls.
All right, so Brandon, let me ask you this. All right, you're in a relationship, so I don't know. I don't want to know what you and your girlfriend do in your bedroom, but ball play. Well, we all kind of do actually, but I'm not going to come right out and ask. But have you ever had your balls put in a woman's mouth to the point where, like, when she sucks on them, it hurts? It's almost like getting hit in the balls by like a baseball back when you were playing for the baseball team. No. So sometimes it hurts, but it feels so good. You like
do you
know whether or not to
communicate that with her? Whoever has done that to you?
I mean, sort of, kind of. Like I'm like,
okay, so that's your problem. That is people. It's important to communicate. If you do not like something, say it. Or hey, oh, you're like, oh, this is where I like it. communicate. This is the best thing about sex. Everything, anything that involves like, you interacting with somebody is being open and honest with one another. If you like something, fucking tell the person. I'm sorry, my goal is to come every single time if we're having fun. So I'm going to tell you exactly what it's going to take if you're not doing it right.
Well, see, I'm different. I would rather for my partner to come several times than for me to come once. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so fast forward that though.
He's so
At the end,
chivalrous.
yes. Oh, you're doing good though. Anyways, so let's actually be serious though. I love how you're doing that. Okay. Anyways.
Oh my God.
It's your turn to come though.
Mm-hmm. When it's my turn.
Yeah. Are you gonna tell? Seriously, do you guys?
I gotta tell you the magic button.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
balls. I'm telling you.
Oh, you need this.
The magic.
The magic button is balls.
Magic button's balls, dude.
Oh wait, we have a refill moment going on. Laura is going deep into this Tito's.
Sorry,
This show is called Hammered for a
it's
reason.
just like a whole lot of conversation, and I don't have a whole lot of vodka right now.
Yes.
So.
You ever hammered somebody, Brandon?
Power drive.
You ever hammered somebody, Laura?
I hammered somebody.
How about you, Mella? Have you hammered somebody before?
I most certainly have.
Well,
I would like to think I've hammered someone a couple of times.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think females are allowed to hammer anyone because they don't have anything.
That's
to
what
You
do.
you
can.
think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It
you
all
have
depends,
no
bro.
idea.
You ever had a girl on
No
top of you
idea.
for like an hour?
You can slam it
Just
down.
like hammering your ass
I
like a
mean,
jackhammer.
Shit can go down.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I love your crystal pineapple pen on the table, Michael.
Wait, we're not even done yet. We have to talk about the third way to hammer somebody.
Right.
And that is what we're doing at the table now, getting hammered. So we have our faithful co-host, Mr. Brandon Cuthrell, over here. We have the lovely and the smart-ass mouth, Miss Laura.
Please pretend like you're mad about it.
All right. And we also have joining us for her first time in the ATB studios, Miss Daniela Mercado, Miss Mella. All right. I'm glad you all could join me on this Friday the 13th. You all are just so full of shit tonight, talking about your sexual adventures.
Sex sells.
It does.
Absolutely.
Sex does sell.
Let's talk about where is the best place to get sex toys.
I wouldn't know.
So, last minute, if you really need something, it has to be local. So, where are you going to go?
What's the life on a cock ring?
What?
Ooh.
How many partners
That's the
can you
first
have?
thing you
Hold
thought
on!
Michael! Ew!
What? I'm just saying. I'm asking
No.
a solid question.
Okay, so
I mean,
How many
I
sessions,
have a heart.
maybe?
This is a big no-no. Listen up, everyone out there.
oh wait. Oh shit.
When it comes to anything, any fucking sex toys out there, never to be used with anybody else. So, women, men, whatever. If you're with somebody and they bring out a sex toy, okay, if it's a woman's like, you have the wand. Sorry. You have the wand, that is okay. But if a guy is like, hey, I have this like dildo for you or some shit, say fuck no, because that shit's been in somebody else. That's a big no-no. Cock rings?
That's a huge
no.
Wait,
no.
what if they put like some Purell on
It
it?
does not matter.
No.
Never, ever, ever,
First of
ever,
all,
ever ship
depending
anything.
on the toy,
Don't.
the
No.
Purell will destroy the silicone on the toy.
I don't give a shit. I don't want a fucking toy that's been used on another woman, in me, on me, anything like that. I don't want that. And that
But
should be
you
for
don't
and the
really
same.
know. You don't. You have to go
I'm
off
sorry.
of.
I want to see it come out of a box, a package. I want to
yeah.
see that it's brand new. I don't want anything that's
He's
like,
gonna
oh,
see it
here's
come out of
my
your
toy
box.
You know, fuck no. Everybody needs to stand by that. That's a big no-no. Seriously.
no.
And if you are doing something with somebody and that relationship ends, then that's like, here, you take your toys, I take mine. That just happens because I'm sorry, I like my wand, and that's coming every single time because I fucking love my wand.
I agree.
I couldn't
with her
agree
100%.
more.
I agree
Yeah.
with her 100%.
So,
I agree.
Buy your-
200. I guess.
Buy your own.
you agree because you're outnumbered. So, Michael.
I'm on the other side of the table.
I say buy your own. Let it be known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that.
Buy your own. Let it be known.
Goodness.
That should be the fucking
Oh,
Q-tip,
I
bro.
like it.
Yes.
Buy your own. Let it be known.
And you know what? It's also an experience to go together.
That was a good one, bro. I wish I had a camera just for you right now.
That's so great. Okay. Yeah, I agree. That's 100%.
Go to
You know
the
what?
store
Here's the
together.
wonderful thing about having this shit recorded. Go ahead right now. Say Q-tip. Do it.
Okay. It's a Q-tip of the day, people. Fuck, some buy your own.
Oh
my God. We tried to give him a fucking bone and he ruined it.
Oh, I forgot. It was like buy your own.
Buy your own. Let it be known.
Oh no. Oh.
He forgot his own Q-tip.
And that was a brilliant one.
Oh no.
Like it was in the moment.
Fuck, that was good.
Oh shit!
Wait,
this is definitely gonna be on the outtakes.
Like you buy your.
Let it be known.
Let it be known you buy your own.
Oh, I'm gonna try it again. Okay. Can I do a shot, guy? Are we ready?
Do your intro. Here is Brandon's Q-tip of the week.
I forgot how we even led into this.
Let it be known. Buy your own sex toys, people.
That was horrible.
No, that wasn't it.
That was it.
No.
Let it be known.
It rhymes.
Is it reversed?
Brandon, it's supposed to rhyme.
You have to say it like it's funny. Like, hey,
It's a public service announcement.
yeah, it's gotta be like, hey, I got it. Q-tip of the night. Let it be known. Buy your own.
Oh, you want it like theatrical?
You have to, you got to do it like theatrical. You can't just say it serious. It's got to be funny.
Okay. All right,
but it's kind of like phased out now. I don't know.
Right, no, it's
Like I think
Still isolated, Michael, and you can make it work.
I can,
so.
but how can we like save it? Because we don't know how we actually led into it.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
There's no-
We'll figure it out,
Later.
Michael.
I'm
Okay,
sure
let him
we're
save his
into it.
Q-tip.
So when I said it, just delete everything after.
Yeah.
So here is
All right.
Brandon's Q-tip of the week.
Let it be known. Buy your own sex toy. Q-tip.
It's the Q-tip.
I think I'm leaving all that into this. That was just great.
That's what I need is two female singers. Q-tip.
Brandon's Q-tip.
you
Speaking of phallic objects, Jesus.
All right, y'all. So that was it. That was ATB Hammered, episode number 8. I hope y'all had as much fun as we did here. This was crazy. These girls and Brandon, they are just out of control, and they need to get laid. All of them.
So ready.
Every one of them.
That'll get
Oh
it
my
done.
God.
Not him.
All right, so peace. Everybody have a good one. And hey, by the way, check the events tab. We're out.
Woo!